Hello viewers, it's so good to have you back again with us on today's episode of The Insight. It's brought to you by Oryx Group Entertainment. Like we always say, on this platform we bring you the best when it comes to health, when it comes to business, when it comes to trade, tourism, arts, culture, sport, just name it. We're doing this just to make sure you get the best information, best content, and we'll bring in the best personalities in this feed. Today promises to be a very exciting edition, and I am excited. Delisha is so excited.
You can see my face, right?
So we're looking forward to a very interesting show today. Please don't move anywhere. Sit back and join us on this journey. Today's episode is going to be very exciting. We're trying to showcase the strengths of women. Today's episode, we're dedicating it to women empowerment, and women's wellness. So this is why you don't need to move anywhere. You have to stay up with us today as we go on this journey. My name is famousaluya. I'm never alone. I am with
the one and only Aisha.
Today I wanted you to just say it yourself.
Really? Okay,
yeah,
I've been saying, I caught your drift, huh?
Yeah. You should say it yourself. Let people know that you are here with me. Each episode I'm always saying, oh, Delisha. So it's too much for my mouth now. So tell your people, how excited are you today?
I'm very excited. Always excited to be here with you.
Are you very excited because of the episode we're having today, the topic to be discussed?
Of course. I'm so passionate about women empowerment. I'm definitely here for it.
Okay.
I am. Well then, enough with you, famous. Let me move on to our wonderful viewers.
Please do.
Hi to our wonderful viewers. Hi guys. Thank you so much for joining us on yet another amazing podcast on The Insight. My name is Delisha Chetty, as I've mentioned before. And please don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And of course, press the notification bell to remind you of any videos that we will be uploading. Anyway, enjoy the podcast.
Okay, thank you, Delisha. On today's episode, like I said, we're going to be talking about women's empowerment and awareness. And the truth is, over the years, we've seen the reason why women should stand up to take their rightful place in the society. And several women have been doing this. Several women have been making successes and covering grounds in the areas of business, education, health, just name it. Around the world today, you see women holding political offices that men used to hold, and at the same time, women holding high roles in public sectors that men used to dominate. So women are taking their rightful place.
Yes.
But it's not enough. More women need to come in. More women need to get encouraged. More women need to take up the bold step, to know that they can be the best they want to be. If you think it in your mind, you can achieve it. So on today's episode, I'm going to take you through the bio of our guest. She is a loaded guest. Let me use that word. So let's not waste much time. Let me introduce our guest to you so that we can start this show. Our guest today is an hybrid. Why did I say so? You're wondering. She's half Qatari, half Yemeni, half Saudi. How best can you define hybrid?
The mixtures are always the best.
I tell you. So she's such a wonderful personality, filled with so much knowledge and experience, and today she's coming to share with us. Her early personal struggles ignited her thirst for knowledge, propelling her towards a remarkable journey as a scholar for self-healing and discovery. She is a medical scientist and a published scientific researcher specializing in neurodegenerative and cardiovascular health studies. She's loaded.
English is good, eh?
She is an educator, a life and career coach, international public speaker, embodied therapy practitioner, trauma-informed coach, etc. There are so many that we cannot write here. She is the founder and CEO of Minds Rewired Limited. Her company offers business and personal development consultancy, coaching, training, mentorship, and lots more. With an expansive 18 years multidisciplinary background from the United Kingdom, Dr. Aisha brings a wealth of expertise in medical science and research, mental health therapist, fitness, nutrition, entrepreneurship, humanitarian initiatives, and many more. having over 10 years hands-on experience in the field of personal development and growth. She guided a broad spectrum of clientele ranging from students, athletes, CEOs, to high-profile personalities and even royalties.
I think I need to help you, Famous. I
Please.
think that's a mouthful, right?
Now I'm looking for what?
Well, that's why I'm here to help you.
Okay, please do.
So, our viewers, let me continue. Dr. Aisha is a published scientific author, motivational speaker, a trauma-informed transformational coach. Dr. Aisha utilizes embodied approaches, blending world-renowned scientific and holistic insights to address both the conscious and subconscious barriers guiding individuals towards emotional freedom and genuine transformation. Dr. Aisha was recently honored by the U.S. Embassy in Doha and selected to represent Qatar in the prestigious International Visitors Leadership Program, a program for entrepreneurship and small business development, due to her exceptional leadership and dedication to the global challenges. Dr. Aisha is a strong advocate for education, mental health awareness, community development, humanitarian actions, women and youth empowerment.
We're not done. We're not done. We're not done. Just listen. Dr. Aisha holds a PhD in pharmacy and pharmacology from the UK, Masters of Research in Regenerative Medicine from the UK, Bachelors of Biomedical Science from the UK, holds several certificates in professional coach, CTA CPC, emotional freedom technique, TOT, community-based psychosocial support. It's just
say what you wanted to say, please.
How do you feel sitting and hearing your program?
That's a lot, actually.
It's more than this.
I did not expect you to actually list my whole kind of CV.
I actually did not list all. I had to take some out of it.
Wow, okay.
To put on this. But the point is, it's so encouraging to see a woman who has gone so far in achieving so much of these qualifications, experiences, exposure. It's awesome.
I feel like people got lost. What is this lady doing?
And the thing is, viewers, I'll tell you the most shocking part. Having had all these qualifications, she's currently on her second master's degree in neuroscience and psychology of mental health from the UK.
Wow.
And also an additional training with the National Institute of Clinical Application of Behavioral Medicine in the United States.
Say mashallah. We have to say mashallah.
Mashallah. So I'm going to stop it here, viewers, and we just need to get into the show. So join me today to welcome our esteemed guest to the show, Dr. Aisha. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much for having me and for the long introduction. It was very hard to hear. Like, I was like, okay, I need to shorten the bio.
We did a bit of research, and
I didn't expect you to say everything.
I have not said everything.
I know, but
you need to let our viewers know that I have not said everything.
I know, but like the bio I sent was a bit briefer than the whole history.
No, but you also need to tell them that that's not all your bio. You still have more.
It's okay.
But thank you so much for joining us. We're so glad to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Having you, it's one thing that is special to us today because of the fact that your focus is basically on women empowerment, not just women. You focus on every other set of people, youth and women. But on today's episode, we've dedicated it to women, and you've been here to talk about it with us. We say thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
On behalf of our viewers, because we know that they're going to have a very insightful time today. So let's start by asking Dr. Aisha. It's so much of qualification you got, certifications, experiences, your hands are full.
Yeah.
And with you still on the line of education, it means your hands still have space to get some things in. So how did you get into this? how did your journey start? How did you get so much of love for education, exposure, and life-changing activities?
Well, you know, with you can't be strong without going through hardship in life. Okay, and my hardship started from a very young age, from childhood, and it kept going. And you know, I struggled a lot. I've been through abuse as a child, and growing up, I also struggled with binge eating disorder as a result of the trauma. Obviously, I wasn't aware I was going through that, but I wasn't a normal child growing up. I did not feel normal. I did not feel like I belonged. I felt so different, and obviously it reflected on my size as I was growing bigger and bigger on size from a very young age. So I've been through quite tough, let's say, mental health related issues, which I discovered later on. But the thing is, what kept me sane is that the ability to just focus on studies, because that's what it's expected.
That was a distraction for you.
Yeah, growing up with a single mother, you know, my mom was tough. I love my mom to bits.
Awesome.
She has been the rock of the family. She has been so hardworking, taking care of me and my sister, and not having that male figure, obviously being able to teach yourself to be tough as well in the world, to take both roles in a way. And she was a very strong advocate for education. Because of what she's been through.
Now I see.
Yeah, because of what she's been through in her own life, she told me your education is the only thing that will make you stand up on your own feet. No matter what happens to you, you still have something to fall back on. If the guy is good or bad, you still are able to stand up on your own feet. So my mom's drive for education obviously infected me, and I realized also it was my escape from other aspects that was, you know, kind of affecting me on another level. So studies was my escape, my reward, my way of escaping everything and just trying to achieve things. But it also, the reason I have so many different things is the idea, I had this belief that there is a solution for everything in life. No matter how tough it is, there is a solution for everything in life. You just don't know it yet. This is the self-talk I was having. You just don't know it yet. All you need to do at this moment in time is to keep looking, to never give up. To keep searching and to never give up. So sometimes when I've been so low, I was always saying, I just have to keep looking. I just have to not give up. I just have to keep going. There is a solution. I'm sure there is a solution to my problem. So that kept me exploring different areas, exploring different fields. Obviously, life issues as well as growing up. I struggled with chronic depression. I struggled with social anxiety. I hated people. Actually, I was so scared of people growing up. It's completely opposite now, but like it's because of the work I've done for a long, long time. And obviously the eating disorder as well didn't help. The size, the obesity struggle, the bullying struggle. Yeah, I've been through growing up. And it's constant, like it's not just normal, it's bullying from your own family, not just outside, you know. So just because of the way you look, that made you feel different. Obviously you struggled with a lot of emotional, like feeling not good enough, feeling not loved, feeling like abandoned, feeling rejected. All of this feeling, obviously I did not identify them, but it was there. And I realized every time I tried to lose weight, I tried to do diet, yes, I would do it for a period, but then I self-sabotage all the time. Not realizing, which I discovered later on, is actually also all related to your mental health and well-being.
How did you discover?
Through events. I was going to, I was always self-seeking knowledge, like all the time, trying to figure out. So first of all, I thought it was exercise, so I ended up going to the gym, training really hard, joining different sports group, learning about, because I hated people telling me what to do. So I decided to actually learn it myself, like become a coach, like a trainer, like a personal trainer, in order to understand how my body operates, what's the best exercise to do. Then it worked for a long time. I lost over, I think, I reached a point where I was 157 kg. And that was a big turning point for me, because I was almost close to dying, because I started having my ankles swell and started having angina pain in my chest, and I was like telling myself, oh my God, I'm too young to die. And I knew exactly, because I studied the body, so I know exactly what happens in my body and what will happen if I don't really act soon. So I ended up going to the university. What I was in, it was actually it's Great Britain athletes train there. So you've got the Olympics people training in the gym at the university I'm in. It's one of the top 10 in the UK.
Okay.
And feeling so intimidated just entering the gym and seeing all these fit people around me. And I felt so wrong and out of place, you know, and I was like 157 kg. And I was like, oh my God.
That's a lot of boldness.
It did, because at that point I was literally, I felt so miserable. I was literally like Walking Dead, like a zombie, just walking through life, taking things and just dead from inside. I wasn't really truly living life. But at that point, that was the first step where I started claiming, because the environment is very important.
Yeah.
Being surrounded by people who are better than you in the things that you want to achieve is a big lesson I've learned.
Okay.
Because anytime you want to achieve something in an area in your life, be surrounded by people who already achieved it or are better than you.
Okay.
Because it has an influence on you subconsciously, not just consciously, but also subconsciously, that you want to keep working on yourself, you want to keep going. And that helped, actually, being in that environment, being surrounded by athletes, being surrounded by groups and groups of, like, you know, training team and all of that. Obviously, when I went there, it's a bit longer, so I'm going to just quickly shorten this. So in terms of the fitness aspect of things, which led me towards studying sports and sports conditioning and all of that, is that because I had different people telling me different things, and I hated being, and it's not, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, so I needed to understand it. And I'm very much of a thinker. I like to understand, learn how things work. So I ended up studying that while I was training, and having a trainer came to me that was switched my whole life. Obviously the first day, I will tell you just the first day story, and then you can either put it or edit it, up to you. The first day I went, I was so ashamed of myself. I was wearing a skirt on top of the legging because I was so ashamed. People look at my fat and you know, and I remember just going on the cross trainer and just trying it for the first time. Suddenly I see this gorgeous guy coming in because it's a mixed, it's a uni, it's a uni gym. So, and I was like, why is he coming here? And in my head, obviously, I was just saying that. Suddenly he's like, hey, how you doing? I was like, in my head, I was like, why is he talking to me? It's like, I didn't even want to look at him because that's how good looking he was. I was like, Aisha, lower your gaze, you know? And then he's like, I was like, hi. He's like, so, by the way, my name is Rolla, and I'm one of the personal trainers here. It's like, oh, hi. It's like, so what is I see you're actually going on the cross trainer. What is your goal? I was like, I looked at him, I was like, isn't this obvious? Like, you know, I was like,
cut it off.
Come on, you know. It's like, oh, so you were trying to lose weight? I was like, yeah. You know, but I was still weirded out by why is he still talking to me? You know, I was very shy. Like I wouldn't talk to a lot. I remember I had social anxiety. I really did not like talking to people a lot or getting close to people. And I remember he said something very important that shifted my whole life. He said, hey, by the way, what do you study? I was like, at that time I was doing master's in regenerative medicine. So, oh, so you're a smart one. That's what he said. I was like, thank you. So you like studying, you like to be good at your studies. Like, yeah. So I want you to remember this. He said, in order to be better at anything in life, you must exercise. He said to me, even if you don't feel like it, just come to the gym. Even if you didn't train, just put on the gym clothes, just come to the gym. Okay, and if you want to do it the first thing before you start anything else. So start with training first. Start your day with going to the gym, so you don't leave it. So at the end, you don't feel like, oh, I have to go to the gym, I'm too tired. Like, make it a priority that it's the first thing you do, first thing in the morning.
Okay.
In order to do better in anything in your study, you must exercise. And that shifted my whole routine after that. I started going to the gym first. Even if I didn't feel like it, I would go on the treadmill for a bit and then go. But as long as I kept the habit of just going. And that obviously accelerated. Went to sports, got into rugby, kickboxing, Olympic weightlifting. I started getting into so much sports that I've lost around 54 kilos just by training and exercise alone in that gym, and became a trainer. And I actually trained in that gym
You're a trainer, a motivator.
In that gym. No, this is the story of that gym. But then I still self-sabotaged in terms of food. Remember, I struggled with binge eating disorder. So I realized it's not just, it kept hindering my progress. So I ended up researching a lot about diet. I went to so many different diets. I started reading a lot of literature about nutrition and got into nutrition. I got certified as a sports nutrition advisor. And still, because I wanted to learn, I really wanted to understand how my body operates, and I struggled. But that struggle also led to understanding, actually, it's not the exercise, it's not the food. It's your mindset. It's your psychology. It's your feelings. You need to understand more. And obviously from there I dived into learning more about personal development and just learning more about my psychology. And it came from experience. People usually go to university, graduate, go get a job, and then get an experience. I had it the other way around. Life put me through experience first.
Experience from life.
So basically, life put me through experience first, then I went to study it, and now I'm trying to give back. Yes. So and I realized as I was growing, that's why I have this idea, if I'm curious about something, I would go learn it, get certified in it, because otherwise I'd feel it's a waste.
Yeah, no doubt.
That I can actually help other people with.
Yeah, no doubt. That's why your certifications are so long that we can't even finish calling them out.
Because I realize there's a lot more that you can learn. It's never enough. And I don't believe the idea is like, oh, you just have to be in one career path. I believe that we have unlimited potential as human beings. And it's only the mindset that limits you from trying to exploring different things in life. In the past, people were like medics, people were like astrologists. In one person, you can find multiple paths. If you study the old people in the past, they had so many other interests they were good at. So they were not just limited to one field, let's just say. Yes, you can be an expert at something. It takes only 3-4 years to become an expert at a particular area, and then you move on to the next if you feel like it. I don't believe there is a limit. I don't believe there is a limit to education.
To education and to achieving anything. But Delisha, I just want to pick on what Dr. Aisha said. You had chronic anxiety before. You had phobia for people. You had
social anxiety.
Yeah, social anxiety. You had difficulty in relating, difficulty in accepting from people, and also looking at how far you've gone in your journey. How did you make this transition? Why am I asking this? Because you later said that your mindset limits you. So we want our viewers to have an idea how to transit from that limitation of mindset to a free mindset.
Okay, it's actually the questions you ask yourself. Literally, it's how good the question you ask yourself. For example, someone keeps saying, oh, I don't have money. I really don't have money. By the end of the month, they go, oh, I really don't have money. You will not have money.
Okay.
Literally. Because you say, oh, the salary is not enough, I'm not saving enough, I don't have money. This is one way of saying, one way of a mindset, but another mindset could be, how can I make more money? The question is, it's not that I don't have, so how can I make more of it? And your brain will start looking for solutions, whether you're thinking about it in a conscious way or a subconscious way. You start having videos and popping up and giving you ideas, giving you things. You start focusing more about that. It's the question, you need to ask the right questions to yourself instead of having limiting questions.
Okay.
So more open-ended questions that are more empowering rather than limiting.
Okay.
I would say that. That would be one. What was the second?
I was talking about how you were able to leave this cycle of social anxiety and others and become who you are now.
I seeked a lot. I went to mentors. I literally went to the best around the world. I'm really, really grateful enough to have the privilege to travel, to see Tony Robbins, to train with him, to see Dr. Richard Bandler, to see Matthew Hussey, all of these top experts in the field of personal development. I've learned firsthand from them because I was like, if I want to be the best, I have to learn from the best. So I had that kind of belief in my mind, and I was like, okay, what can I do to help me? It was more about to help me, to help myself, you know. And through it, I accumulated knowledge. It's like, okay, there are different techniques. Okay, what are the different techniques that can help in terms of therapy? I got into that because I realized, okay, there is trauma. So what is trauma? I need to understand more about where is it coming from? How can I resolve that? And obviously, there are different techniques in therapy. So I just started exploring it and testing on myself, having courses, going through the courses, you practice on each other, you figure out, oh, wow, I struggled with this belief, I struggled with this, oh, this has been in my childhood, I'm still have trapped emotions regarding that memory that I need to release in order to move on with my life. So these little things helped me. And obviously, with knowledge comes responsibility. Yeah. It's really is burdensome when you see someone who's really struggling and the thing they're struggling with could be easily solved if they knew this information. If they knew some of the information, they can help themselves.
They can help themselves, yeah.
I'm a very strong advocate of learning to help yourself, and not just yourself, but also help others. I don't believe that, oh, just because you're sick, you come to me all the time, I'll give you the medicine, but not actually empower you with it. So I help people to teach them how to do that, how to help themselves in order to create that ripple effect. Because I cannot help everyone in the world, so I need those people who heal, but also help heal others along the way.
I think, Delisha, I think one unique thing about Dr. Aisha is the fact that she went for all these trainings and personal development, not because she wants to first use it as a career or business front, but because she wants to use it for herself first. So you first implemented what you learned on yourself, then you became a walking effect of what you learned. So by then it's easy for you to transmit it, transfer it, share it with other people.
It helps me relate to people a lot at so many different levels. You know, sometimes, before I'll tell you something, sometimes we go through really tough times in our lives, really bad to the point that which I've reached at some point that I would ask God to take my soul, I'm done. Yes, I've reached that point, low point in my life where like, I don't see meaning of keep going. But then I was like telling him why. I used to question this. Why, God? Why are you doing this to me? But then I realized, actually, I'm saying the wrong thing. Actually, I've learned that God is preparing me for something bigger. And I have to go through that in order, because my purpose is much bigger than having a mediocre life. I realized that. And I realized God is actually, from the way I was viewing things and difficulties in life, if I'm surviving this, there is a lesson in it. And not only that, I had to go through it in order to help someone else who's going through similar experiences. And I discovered it a lot with my clients. Because of a bad experience that recently happened, for example, like something I've recently struggled with, and I've learned from it and I overcome it, suddenly, immediately, literally, I have a case of a client who is going through the same, but they're struggling. So I immediately, it's like having the solution to help them. And I realized, actually, no, this is a way of God preparing me to have a bigger message, bigger purpose in life. And I took that belief. I took it as, because it helps you deal with life ups and downs. It helps you, no matter how bad it is, we have it in, let's say in our religion, there is always ease with suffering. There is always ease after suffering. Yeah? And if you took it, this is the word of God, like, it's okay, it's temporary. And in life, we go through phases anyways. There's no pure happiness in life. There is no pure pain in life. It's like this.
It's a wave.
When you have a bad time, this too shall pass. When you have a good time, this too shall pass. So be present and be strong enough in the bad times, but enjoy the good times and be grateful for them as well. And realize that it's okay. As long as I'm being present, I'm enjoying this, it's part of creating my life story. And my life story is chapters. You have good chapters, bad chapters. And it's okay. But realize this will not last for a long time. The pain will not last for a long time. People think no, they keep living that pain over and over and over again. But
sorry, Dr. Aisha.
Yeah.
It will not last for a lifetime or a longer time if you do the right thing. If you take an action to correct it.
Action.
If you don't take the action, it's going to be there.
Yeah. I always tell people, if you are feeling really, really bad, what could help you is to ask this question: what can I do the next 5-10 minutes that can change the way I feel? Simple, just simple stuff. Could be a shower, could be going out dancing, putting some music on and start dancing. Could be going for a bath, could be singing, could be just moving your body. Like anything, any simple act that can change the way you feel in the next 5 minutes. If you're going through grief, if you lost someone, just keep asking yourself every time this question, and over time it becomes easier and easier till you're dealing with as you're dealing with that grief, because it helps you shift your state. And physiology is the strongest and the fastest way to change the way you feel, by changing your physiology, eating, moving, dancing. It just changes, because it releases chemicals in your body, and it changes your biochemistry. So yeah.
Delisha, I'm not saying anything again. I'm so moved to ask more questions, but please do.
Thank you so much for all that information that you've given us. And it's so true, because the mind is a battlefield. The mind is a battlefield, and there's power in our words.
Yes.
As they said, there's power in our tongue.
Yes.
Either life or death. So whatever we speak, we got to speak in wisdom. We got to speak life over it so that it's positive, So it's very important to have that proper mindset so you can achieve and continue in the right way, as Famous did say, Yeah, so I know that you've touched on a lot of personal experiences that probably led you to women empowerment.
Yes.
And thank you for sharing that again. Could you tell us, what does woman empowerment mean to you?
Okay. The reason I am focused on women empowerment is, first of all, women have the society, okay, and she actually raises the second half, okay, and having an empowered, educated woman can raise a better generation of children, whether men or women. And when you have that, you cut down the cycle of generational trauma, cut down the cycle of the abuse aspect of things. You education-wise, you're actually empowering, basically being able to stand up on your own feet, empowering yourself, and being able to be good enough to face life's challenges, not be reliant on someone else. Most of us grow up, you need a man to do this, to do that. It's not about not needing men. Men are very important in our life. We all both have our roles in life, but not be so, like, for example, uneducated that you cannot, God forbid, something happen, you lost the man in the house or whatever, you become completely either begging or selling yourself or doing really horrible things that can happen with poverty. But being able to actually know, I can actually use my mind to stand up, to make the money, to bring this to the house, to be able basically to stand up. That's what I believe. Empowering, being able to stand up on your own feet, not needing anyone, yet it's okay to want the right people into your life, to have the right people coming to you, to choose better. Because you always usually make bad decisions when it comes from a place of scarcity. Meaning, if you really are feeling bad, feeling low, your choices in life will be low. But when you're in an abundant place, when you're in an empowered place, you have better choices in life. And I do believe if people, it starts with the people. If people are better, feeling better, know how to regulate their emotions, their thoughts, their feeling, they're educated, then not just it affects them as a family, it affects their workplace, it affects the country, it affects the economy, it affects everything. It's like what would you prefer? Waking up excited for the day, going to a job that you love, and being okay in the good, nurturing work environment, coming home and switching off and really focusing on your family in a healthy way, having that quality time, having that. These are better quality of living compared to someone who's miserable, going to work hating it and having these horrible bosses or having, bad communication style, and then coming home feeling exhausted, don't have time for the family, and then this affects the children because they will have an absent father or absent mother, or sometimes because you don't have patience, you start screaming or you start shouting, sometimes beating. Okay, this is not raising kids. This is just quieting them so you can have a peace of mind. But this is actually what's going to happen to them. They grow up feeling unloved, feeling abandoned, feeling insecure, feeling they could even have their own mental health issues, which actually shows in a lot of studies that even shouting or even saying bad things to a child can actually change their actual brain. And it actually affects them to have more. They become more prone to anxiety, depression as an adult, and mental health related issues.
And especially because it's childhood, so it's tough.
And it is most of the problems starts in childhood. Most of the problems or the cases I've been getting or got, whatever, they all rooted in childhood. The belief that they are trying so hard in their career, but then it's never enough. They never feel good because they struggle with the belief, for example, feeling not good enough. And it starts rooted in their child because their mother or father did not pay attention to them when they did something good. Then they have to keep, for example, if your child came to you and he got, for example, 90% out of 100 in school, most of the things parents would say, yay, well done, you have like an A, let's say. Some people will say, why didn't you get 100? This part actually will make the child feel inadequate.
Will bring the child up.
That would say like you say, okay, it's never enough for the people I love the most in my life. That's not the attitude you treat children with. But lacking that knowledge, how many people grew up with that? Can you imagine?
Yes.
Around the world.
True.
So true.
How many people are still feeling deep down, having that imposter syndrome, or having that never satisfied, no matter how many times they achieve things, it's never enough. That hunger, that it's at the end comes down to the most important people in your life.
Family.
Feeling not validated by them. So you needed that external validation, the constant seeking that dopamine hits, of feeling, I achieved something, and then and I struggled with that. It's something I've struggled with, but knowing that it's okay, I can deal with this. I can actually know that it's not true. I am good enough.
Yes.
I don't need to prove anything to anyone. I don't need to achieve all this. But at that time when I was achieving, because I had that belief that I need to prove myself, keep proving myself all the time. And that's what drove me to have all these certificates. But then it's okay. But then now I realize it is a blessing in disguise because it keeps you motivated, but there is a small dose of a healthy feeling. It gives you motivation, but then when you realize it's toxic, it's never enough for you, you feel miserable inside. That's when you need to distinguish, okay, this needs sorting out. I need to go see someone about it and talk it out to figure out what's the root cause, how to get, So that's why women, I believe, being the core of the society, being able to teach the children how to respect women as well, how to, both men and women, how to respect herself as a woman, not to sell herself, not to do this, not to... So just all these, I believe, is very important. And that's why I'm focusing on youth and women, because of the next generation. Because now most of the guys are like, okay, they literally want the minimum effort to do anything and just go chill or have fun or go, you know what I mean? But I realize a lot in our society, they don't really seek men compared to women. Women are more active towards seeking personal development more than men, which is unfortunate actually, because there's imbalance now with highly educated women. Let's say in Qatar, for example, from what I observed, let's say, it's my own observation, I realize I see more women are more seeking education, more trying to seek to improve themselves more than men. Men are more satisfied with just going to the job, having that chilled lifestyle, and
Some men.
Some men. I'm not saying everyone. No. No, there are actually very, very educated, very highly driven men in our society doing amazing, great work. Yeah.
True. You know, viewers, one thing I just picked from what Dr. Aisha said, it's there's nothing bad you seeking for help. You know, if you think you have challenges, there's nothing bad you seeking an expert. There's nothing bad you seeking knowledge for you to be able to know what your situations are and how to jump out of it and how to make successes despite the limitations. So please don't stay in that share. Break out of the share. Talk to someone, talk to an expert, do consultations. Yeah, it might cost you some funds to do that, but
I think the best investment you can make, and I've from experience, is myself. I've invested here.
Knowledge.
I literally invested in learning and knowledge, because once you have this, you can create anything in the world. Yeah.
Yeah. So Dr. Aisha, as men, okay, you said something about women not. Okay, women should not rely so much on men. They should try to be independent, but at the same time, they need the support of men also.
It's not that. It's not empower. Okay, let's say I will be happily. Let's say for me as someone who's, as you can say, highly educated and stuff.
Yeah.
I love what I do, but I also take a very masculine role. If I had a man, let's say, in my life that was supportive, that was trusting, that was encouraging me to create what I want to create, or just being able to, I'll tell you what's something very important. A lot of men, there's a very misconception about women and men in terms of providing, okay? In the past, and hunter-gatherers time, okay, women were focused on what? Mainly choosing a male who's built, who's strong, who can go and provide, right?
Yeah.
Why? Because when women are at the most vulnerable, which is mostly pregnancy, when they have period or whatever, they're weak, they're at weakest, and they could be vulnerable to death, to attacks, to animals, to whatever. But having that safety aspect of the man being able to rely that he will protect physically and also provide, because here at that time providing will be putting food on the table. Now translation is money in this our world, okay? So it's not about, oh, girls, there are girls who are gold diggers, but I'm talking about money is important as a provider for a man, because genetically or biologically speaking, men biology, physiology is built differently than women. They're stronger, the muscle aspect ratio compared to women. They are meant to actually do the hard work compared to the women. The women are meant to do other things as a role, like the house. I'm not saying becoming a housewife or anything. There's nothing wrong with that, actually. But sometimes if the men are not playing their role as men, the protection here and providing is not just material. We're talking about emotional safety, plus the physical safety aspect of things that women need. We are biologically wired to need that, okay? And men are biologically wired to feel like they want to give because they feel masculine. They feel like they have a role, they have a purpose. And that's nature. I'm not saying take each other's role. All I'm saying, having the right mindset about what manhood is. Manhood doesn't mean controlling, doesn't mean beating, doesn't mean my word goes against everyone. You know, my role is the
boss.
That's not. We are completing each other. We are complementing each other with our strengths. You know, when we're talking about women empowerment or equality, I'm talking about cerebral equality, meaning having the same opportunities in things in life. Doesn't mean I'm gonna go drive a truck or, you know, go do buildings and all of that. That's not what it is. But understanding that role, that's what I meant. Like, we need men. If we had that kind of figure, automatically the lady or the woman will go into her feminine her feminine natural state, where when she feels safe enough, she becomes like a kid. Literally, you become like a child, because you know that he's there, he's going to support, no matter how crazy you are. You know, you can build your own projects, which is okay. You know, to have your own businesses. This is what happens here. Usually, if, like, not all the families, but some families, women, let's say compared to the Western world, when we're talking, she becomes a housewife. If they're educated enough, the husband, she doesn't have to work. Because his job is to give her money. His money is her money. Her money is her money.
Okay.
You know, this is the principle.
His
anyway.
money is her money. Her money is her
It's
money.
her money. Yes.
Her money is not their money.
Nope. Nope. It doesn't work that way.
Man.
So-
You see what we're facing as men?
So, but the guys are happy with that because here's the thing: if he can earn enough,
Okay.
and he's providing for her, she can start her own project. She doesn't need to work, and no intelligent woman really would like to actually work under a boss. Honestly
Okay.
speaking, she would start creating her own things.
Her own business.
If you look at the multi-billionaires' wives and all the other millionaires' wives, they have their own projects they work on to do something with their life because everyone has a purpose in life. And usually if you take money out of the equation, would you really be doing if you had no problems with money? You'll probably start working on project humanitarian aspect. You probably are traveling around the world, discovering. That's what they do. So really, if we think about the roles here, it's not that most of the women out there because they have to, because it's not something they want. I'm saying most, not everyone. But there are women who love to be working in, but really when it comes to deep down biology, reset, let's say as women and men, we need each other. Men need that emotional support from women, that need that that guidance if she was mature enough, wise enough, when he's down, when he's feeling low. And so we need each other. I'm not saying we don't need men.
Okay.
Empowerment is not about not needing men. Empowerment is about being able to stand on your own feet to face life no matter what happens and be okay. And that's what I mean by empowerment.
Okay,
So, yeah.
that's solid. That's solid. I think what I wanted to ask, you've already touched it, which is about having a full-time housewife.
Yeah.
Somebody choosing to say, I'm a full-time housewife. Some people do it based on the fact that their spouses don't want them to work. They just want them to be at home. Some do it because they don't have an option. Some do it because it's just what the society brings to them.
I disagree with the latter. If she wants to stay, she should. I do believe she has the right to decide.
Okay.
I strongly believe in that. If she wants to work, she can work.
Yeah.
She wants to stay at home, but it has to be her own decision, not someone else's decision. I do believe in that.
Okay.
Like it has to come from within her because, listen, we are all human. I do believe God created us for a purpose and everyone have their own unique gifts in the world to share with the world. But by limiting someone, just because you have this ideology of, women needs to stay home and, I disagree with that. I do believe she can do her own thing, but she needs to make the decision whether she wants to stay or not. For example, you need to, if you're having kids, and it's very important for both parties, not just the women, both parties, because men have a very strong role in building the character of a child from a very young age, whether he's absent or present, whether the way he's treating them. This is a big issue. But guys don't realize, they think, I just need to give money. That's it, and that's it. I need to be at work, and that's not what family is. That's just taking care of someone. Taking care is different than raising. Raising is about mindset. It's about what are you teaching them? What are you installing in them? Values.
Yes.
So it's a completely different, but most men, they think, I just need to go to work and she needs to stay at home with the kids. No. Both have a very important role in terms of the psyche. Let's talk about the psychology and mindset of the child being raised and their personality as they grow up. Because literally you're shaping their decision-making process from a very young age. So I highly educate everyone who's getting married or want to have kids to really go study child psychology before you bring any creature into this world. We don't need any more screwed up people coming in just because you don't know. Because it's very selfish. I do believe it's very selfish. You just get married because your family told you so, without you being ready for marriage, being ready for commitment, being ready to bring other creatures into this world and being responsible for the rest of your life for them. I do believe you need to be aware that, okay, do you want to do this? You can do it together. You're a team player, both of you. It's not just one, not the other. To have a healthy, let's say, environment or healthy generation to come. So yeah,
so important to have a healthy marriage, especially growing up a child in that environment. It has to be really conducive for the child. So yes. I agree with you on that one, actually.
Yeah.
Let's talk a bit about wellness. So some women just get too busy with taking care of husbands, kids, and extended families, career and business, and they actually forget that they also need that tender loving care. They need that care for themselves, right? So How can a woman balance all these life activities with their health and wellness?
Okay, I do strongly believe, and this is something you need to know as a woman, if she wants to be a better mother, a better wife, or a better business person, she must put herself first before anyone, before her kids, before anyone.
And that's what most women actually forget to do.
And that's actually, that's the foundation. Like, if you are sick, how are you gonna deal with everything?
Yeah.
You'll be just doing random hurried things last minute and stuff. But if you are actually in a mindset where like, no, I'm gonna take the time for myself to relax, to have that gap, maybe the first hour in the morning, maybe wake up an hour earlier before everyone else, before even your husband, just have that time where you just unwind, relax, just have that time for yourself. Okay, what's my priority for the day? And I do believe there is no such thing as life-work balance, because there is no such perfect area in one day.
Of course, anything can come up.
Yeah. What I do believe is that, okay, you work on one area. Let's say you have this big project coming up and your whole focus is that project. Okay, so you focus most of your hours there, but then after a while it's like, okay, what areas that is missing that I haven't focused on? I need to go start working on that next. So I do believe on the long term, for the month, let's just say, okay, this month that I spent, was it mainly just work? Was it mainly just housework? Was it just me neglecting myself and not caring for myself? And then you reevaluate, okay, what do I need to work on? So here you start having balance on a longer period of time, rather than just in one day you're doing everything, trying to balance everything, which is hard unless you're a perfectionist and a time management and very disciplined, which is not a lot of people do that. So what I do believe that, okay, I realize, okay, I've neglected my health. That means I really need to prioritize. It's been a week. I went to the gym maybe once. Maybe I haven't gone to the gym because of all the... Okay, now, okay, I really need to start focusing. What would be a good structure or a habit that I want to improve and add to my life as a routine in order to help me with coping with all the stress that I have. Having that sleep, having that nutrition, having that supplements, or having that exercise in the morning. If you don't have it, put up freaking music on and start dancing. Start dancing literally 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And you have done your physical, activity. If you want to go to walks, nature is very important to have that time of the week or every day if you can, if you're near nature, to just go for like that 30-minute walk. Yes, to have that. It's so important. Nature is very, very good regarding to your mental health. It recharges you. It neutralizes like the photons, the negative, photons. So there's a lot into it. People don't understand. Yes, so it's very important to have that, I believe, and you need to put yourself first. There is no way at the end, literally, you will reach to a point where you start having diseases, and really not good diseases related to stress, related to anxiety, related to a lot of things, because you've been juggling so many things. You either need to delegate, you need to learn how to delegate tasks, like get someone who to help you, or let your husband help you in certain aspect of things, while you're able to manage the rest of the important things in your life. And have that breaks from time to time, like one weekend have something, another weekend have something else. So you're balancing it on the longer vision, rather than putting everything in one day and saying, oh, I need to balance work. Yeah. That's what I believe.
So just something to the viewers, ladies, women, don't neglect yourself. Just as Dr. Aisha has mentioned, take care of yourself, make time for yourself as well. It is very, very important.
Thank you so much. You, Dr. Aisha, you got a lot to share. You got so much of experience. You've gone through the different eyes of life to learn all these things, and I can say that you are a model to women. Okay, but one aspect I just wanted to touch on quickly before we round up is there are several women who want to start a business.
Yes.
There are several women who are just like thinking if they could. They are facing other challenges like self-confidence, market confidence, masculine pressure in the market. They feel that some areas are dominated by men, or how can I strive or survive in this market? These women need a certain level of motivation. These people need a kickstart.
Okay.
Yeah, so what will you transfer to them through this platform in order to encourage them to start something, to get that confidence?
First of all, most of the people are usually scared of things they don't know much about. So first step is actually learn what is a business. Why do I need to learn a business? Business mindset is different than an employee mindset. Okay, employee mindset is very structured. I need to do this. I cannot fail. If I did a bad job, I might get sacked. In business, or having an entrepreneurship mindset is flipping the other way around. You actually have to fail in order to succeed. There is no, it's the ability to learn and accept failures as not part of your identity, but part of what you're doing. Most people, when they fail at something, they think, I failed, I'm a bad person, I'm a failure in life. But that's the wrong language you talk to yourself about. No, this method didn't work. Let me see what I can do. Okay, being able to accept and bounce back, how fast you can bounce back from failing or falling, when you fall or fail. Sometimes when you fail, I love this quote, I can't remember where I read it, but it said that sometimes when you're at the bottom, there is something you have to learn. When you fall down, there is something you have to learn. And you have to remember the only way out is only up. So this is not, so you just look up because you're already there. Okay, what's there? Well, you're not going to lose anything. Okay, what else do I need to learn while I'm there? What did I miss? So the idea is being courageous. I believe, what is the hard lessons I've learned from climbing Kilimanjaro is the idea of facing fear. The only way to get over fear is faith.
Believe,
Believe either yourself, believe in an external body, believe in someone else, believe that you have the ability, the courage, whatever it takes to really, truly believe and to overcome that point. And this is literally an experience, a lesson I've learned without going and doing that climb. I would not have learned it otherwise. It's a hardcore facing life and death situation where I had to build a new belief system to overcome the panic I was in. And the only way I overcome that is to believe that I can do this. The language, I was telling myself, I can't do this. I was crying my eyes out. I was at a certain point where I had to free climb basically without any, I've never trained on that, and I had to climb a wall without no ropes, no nothing, and I had to do it. And literally, if I slipped, I'm literally dead down the mountain.
Heights, or?
I had phobias from falling. Falling was my biggest challenge. So one of the challenges I had to overcome by doing this activity. So in order from saying I cannot do this, literally, I was like crying my eyes out. I can't do this. I can't do this. The problem is you cannot go back because
you've started already.
It's too, you can literally, the only way out is to keep going up. Okay, and I had to do it. I had no other choice. Either do it or die, and there is no way back. And instead of saying I cannot do this, I had to say I can do this, and I started to have faith on my legs. That my legs can carry me through. Remember, I struggled with obesity. So my obese mindset saying, you can't do this, you're going to fall. Your body cannot pick you up. Your hands cannot actually. But actually it did. I've been training so hard. I've lost a lot and I've worked so hard, but my body didn't register, my mind didn't register yet. But the idea of switching that I can do this, and I believed that the stranger, the guide who was saying, you can do this, it's like, okay. And I was praying. So all of this combined literally switched. I had to do a flip in my mind from I can't to I can, and I will succeed in this. And I kept repeating this to myself over and over again as I was putting one hand, one leg, and I climbed. Obviously, that was a whole movie at that time. But then I was happy. But that was a big lesson I've learned. And you really, if this idea came to you as an entrepreneur, if this idea just came to you, it came to you for a reason. You don't know it. Maybe it came from God. It came from a problem you've faced in your life, and you wanted a solution for it. It came to you. You need to bring it to life. So if you don't act on it, someone else will act on it, because people have similar ideas. Usually, people shared ideas, but it's not going to be the same as you.
Yeah.
So you need to have the courage and believe that it came to you for a reason, and you need to manifest it because it has a purpose. And usually, not all ideas will succeed. That's why you need to have the background, basically, skills and knowledge to go learn on how to start a business. Get yourself into an incubator to learn. If you have an idea, you want to start a business, okay, let's see how this business is going to work out. Usually, in business, you're just trying to solve a problem in the world. And instead of asking yourself, what business do I need to do? Ask yourself, what problems do I want to solve?
Opportunity, yeah.
Just what problems do I really want to focus on and I'm passionate about, and it's affecting my life? Because usually here you're working around your purpose because it's something you've experienced, and that would give you the motivation, the drive to keep going. Otherwise, if you just have an idea from nowhere and you don't have a reason why you want to do the idea, just because you had it, then at the end, every time you have a problem, it will stop you from, give you that motivation to keep going, to fight and keep going for it.
Oh, thank you very much, Dr. Aisha. It's been so informative.
Yeah.
We want to continue on this and talk and talk and talk. There's so many questions for us to ask you. And I know you got so much of information, so much of inbuilt. You want one more?
Yes. Just one more. I think we all really want to know, because your flagship statement, we were going through your website, and we saw every heartbeat is a story, and every day is a chance to become the hero of your own story. So could you just quickly tell us, how did that come about? What does it mean?
I do believe everyone has a great potential, and you're not here random. I do believe that every heartbeat, even animals, even things, that everything that crosses this whole universe is interconnected, and every heartbeat is a story, and every day you wake up is a new page, a new chapter that you can reset. No matter how bad yesterday was, it's okay. It's gone. It's yesterday. Right. It's not today, it's not tomorrow. So what you have is today. So every day is a chance to become the hero of your own story. No matter how painful, whatever pain you've been through in your life, you still become the hero rather than the victim. Rather than say, I'm helpless, this happened to me, I give up. And you need to feel sorry for me and take all the, the feeling sorry from other people because you believe that you can't be helped. But instead, take the control of your life and say, no, I'm not going to give up.
Not going to give up.
And I will become the hero of my story. I'm the one who's going to save myself.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you so much, Dr. Aisha. Every question that comes out, it's always insightful. The response you give, your responses are always very insightful, which is why we are happy that you're here. And we believe our viewers have learned a lot. They've gotten so much from today's session. This is why we're here. This is why this platform was created, to create and give you insights that you need to straighten, to set things right in your own life and become the person you deserve or you have to be in your generation. Because the point is, we all have a role to play in our generation. If you miss it, someone else will get it. So don't miss out your role. Just keep doing what you're doing, do them right, and make sure you succeed. So thank you so much, Dr. Aisha, and we've kept you so long. we never planned to keep you this long. Just before we go, I just wanted to tell women out there, African women, let's focus on African women now, and people back in Africa who have not visited Qatar before. If you would love to tell them why they should visit Qatar?
First of all, I love African women. They're very strong, very independent, very powerful, and they are leading in terms of empowerment work, actually. To be honest, Qatar, I grew up in the UK compared to Qatar and UK. UK I love. UK will always be part of my life. But in terms of safety, in terms of lifestyle, Qatar has been what can I say? It is home. Home should be safe. Home should be where you feel at ease, where you feel you can have a family. And Qatar is that. Literally, comparing, I've lived so long abroad, coming back home again to Qatar, it opened my eyes on where do I really want to settle. I thought I would settle in the UK before, but now coming home, like, no, this is This is where I want to be. This is my home. This is my roots. This is my, and it's just the safety aspect of things, the respect aspect of things. You can be, I literally leave my car open and go to the shop and come back and my car is there. People left their chargers and phone in public streets and nobody would take it, So just that level of safety, and also the schooling, the education part, the healthcare system, everything. I wouldn't like, if anything, this is a place to literally live.
Okay.
And it is home. And I invite everyone to come. Actually, I think the Western world portrayed it in a very bad light. And don't judge a thing by whatever everyone's saying. Go experience it for yourself. Okay, and just at least come for a visit to see for yourself and to see the lifestyle. So women literally here live like princesses. So
that is Qatar for you. So we'll say Habibti. Come to Qatar.
Come to Qatar.
No, you say it yourself.
Habibti, come to Qatar. You're more than welcome.
Thank you so much, viewers. Thank you for joining us on today's ride. We told you from the beginning that it was going to be a very interesting time with our guest, Dr. Aisha. So, Delisha, we have something for Dr. Aisha.
Yes,
can we just go to that?
Yes, we do. So, we just really want to thank you for your time. And thank you for all the insights and the information that you've given. And I know our viewers have thoroughly enjoyed as well. And just as a token of our appreciation, we would just love to hand over a gift on behalf of The Insight, just for you.
Thank you. You didn't have to. Thank you so much. Thanks, I appreciate this. Is this like the tree of life or something?
Yeah, but it's like the tree of life, Sidra also.
Oh yeah, all right,
Sidra.
okay.
It's Sidra. This
wow.
is an emblem of
Thank
Sidra.
you. I appreciate it.
We just want to have a Qatari identity and at the same time have the insight close to you.
Thank you. I really, really love this and it means a lot to me. Thank you so much. I really
Thank you for joining us today. It's our pleasure having you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You. Well, viewers, there you have it. Another amazing, amazing podcast on The Insight. Thank you so much once again for tuning in. And we're always, always looking forward to hearing from you as you continue to enjoy this journey with us. Please don't forget our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at The Insight by Oryx. And please like, share, comment, and please, please, please join us next time again. We're really looking forward to having you again. Well then, till next time, same place. Until then, take care.